everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we have Thea here, my bestie. I done this makeup look on her because I couldn't be bothered doing any on myself, as you can see. And I haven't been on here for a while because of uni commitments, but I am free for like, how long?
Like 5 more days.
5 more days. So I thought I would get this video up and I hope you enjoy. Leave any questions down below. Make sure and like and subscribe and share the video. Thank you.
So first off, we are starting with the Garnier Moisture Matte. This is just to moisturize her face, just to leave a nice overall soft feeling for a better application. It also is going to act as basically a primer. It's going to prime the skin as well, trying and to decrease her oil levels throughout the day. And you will see we're also going to go in with a separate oil control lotion. Either of these oil control lotions will work for a more cheap and dear alternative. I'm using MAC oil control just on Thea, but the Freedom oil control works perfectly as well. It is fantastic. So we're just massaging that, focusing on really oily parts of her face. Then my favourite primer, the Barry Flawless Original Primer as well. Just focusing this more so on the centre to make sure that we're filling in her pores. This is just overall going to smooth out the skin and give a nice even application. It's all just going to help with the wear of the foundation. We are now going to take a brow pencil by MAC in the shade Spiked, but another wee brow pencil is the Soap and Glory Archery, which I love as well. It's a cheaper alternative. If you can see how fine the wee MAC pencil is, it's lovely. So now for the best part, the brows. So we are starting off drawing on a nice underline of a brow. So this is your strength line. We're going in short strokes and very light pressure. You are not being heavy handed with this. As you can see, I just was when I'm about to rub away. Sometimes I get a bit ham on it and be heavy handed, and just everybody makes mistakes, so just rub it away. Or don't worry about it and fix it at the end with concealer. We're doing a full strength line, so from the front of the brow to the tail. Now we are carrying on the same up above, only we are only starting about half of the way in, and all we are doing here is following her natural brow hair. This is just to give a nice wee shade, just to fill in wee bits where Thea is sparse, and this is just perfecting her brow. So it is short strokes, there is no hard pressing movements. This isn't going to completely cancel out her natural brow hairs. This is all about accentuating what she has. As you can see, I am pushing up in the front to give a nice, just to fill in out there, because sometimes it's neglected. I know I've done it before. So doing a few wee strokes in the front will just fill those in nicely. So don't forget about that. Just make sure you are very light-handed. Now we're just going to take a spoolie and just blend through again and just make sure everything is nice and faded together. This is probably the quickest brow look you will do, and you will perfect it. A lot of people are scared of pencils because they are so small and you feel like, how are you going to get these nice defined brows? But I just love a textured look, something full and fluffy with hair. It is my favourite. So now I'm taking the Sleek clear brow gel, which is beyond the best thing you'll ever use on your brows. Just combing through the brows with this product, pushing all up through, and this is going to make them stay in place all day. The actual brow pencil will not go anywhere. The product you put on the brow and everything is going to be secure, and it's all going to bring the texture to the brow again. Sorry, my laptop is just telling you it's 6 o'clock. So now we are moving on to carve the brow with MAC Select Cover Up in NW15. We are taking a Morphe, angled concealer brush, and just going in short strokes to clean up underneath the brow. So make sure you're really using short motions here. You're not trying to do one long stride, as that is when I make mistakes. So if you find you do this, just use short strokes. This will just cancel any prior mistakes you have made when doing your eyebrows, so it is really going to help. And we're going to put that concealer the whole way down over the lid as well to prime for shadow. Just make sure you always prime for eyeshadow with either a concealer or an actual lid primer or a MAC paint pot, something nice that's going to cancel out any redness on the lid. This will really help with the look of your eyeshadow, the wear of your eyeshadow, and it helps with the blendability as well, so it is going to help. Just make sure you set as well with a translucent powder or a white eyeshadow. Now we're taking the Kylie Bronze palette, one of my favourite eyeshadow palettes, and we're taking this shade here in the middle with a MAC 217, but a Zoeva 227 works just as well. And we are going to go from outer corner to inner corner. And basically we are going to take this as high as we can and as blown out as we can. So this is a really high blown out look. So we're going from outer corner, arching in the center, just winging it into the inner corner. So we're not actually going down in like a circular motion in the inner. We're bringing it right up into like the tear duct, just below the actual inner corner or the inner part of your brow. So that is going from outer corner in like an up and sweeping motion to underneath your brow. And we are going to just reapply, blend, reapply and blend this. So we're applying now, and then we're going to take a clean brush, a same clean brush. So we're going to take another MAC 217 or a Zoeva 227 and just clean up with that clean brush. So that way we're never going to have any harsh lines up into the concealer that we have prior had applied. Everything's going to blend nice and evenly into each other, and we're always going to look really blown out and smoky. You need to be really light-handed when you're working with a blending brush, so don't be going really stark crazy. Now I am reapplying yet again just to get the intensity that I want in the exact same way. So from outer corner to inner corner. Just going to blend once again. No harm in blending. Blending is your busy mate, so just make sure you do it. This is a really simple eye look, girls. I done a really simple eye look on my Snapchat the other day as well, just because it is nice and effective. You don't have to be all crazy sometimes, even though they are unreal. We just want a nice effortless look that everybody can do and that everybody can start off if you're a beginner. So just don't be afraid of this, work with it. Another colour that would be nice for this nice transitional step here would be the likes of Makeup Geek Morocco or something along those lines. So if you don't have this palette, just use something nice and warm tone that is going to get you the same effect. Maybe the likes of MAC Red Brick. Just something, it doesn't have to be the exact same way. We can use different colours as well. You can go pinks, you can go any type of way, just incorporate any shades you want. I'm now taking that eyeshadow that I just shown, the more brown tone, and this is going in the exact same way, only not as high. So we are making sure that first original shade is the most prominent, and we're using the same brush to apply and the same brush to blend. So this is just applying it on, and we are going to take our separate 217 by MAC or Zoeva 227 just to blend. If you have larger blending brushes, they will work as well. I just love how these are so nice and dainty, and they just get right where you want to blend and they don't over blend. So this is why I prefer a smaller brush to blend, so that it's not going to take away any of the effect of the eyeshadow. It's going to keep it there the whole time, keep it where you want it, and blend just in that precise place. Whenever you're blending, I also only want you blending the very edges of where you've just applied. You don't need to be blending way down onto the lid, as you're probably going to add a shimmer anyway. Just focus on anything from crease up. That way you're going to get a lovely blown out look. So as you've seen there, I just applied and I'm blending again. So that's all you're going to continuously do until you're happy with how it looks on yourself. If you have a more closed in eye, Thea has a great space to work on. If you have a really small eye, just really arch your eyeshadow just like above your pupil when you're looking straight ahead. That is going to give your eye a larger appearance. You're going to look like your eye is bigger in the center, or not bigger, but it's appearing to look larger. So don't worry if you don't have as nice of a space to work with as Thea, it will still work. So now we're taking our third darkest shade. This is more of like a taupey brown. It's not really warm in any sense, but that is going to just work nice with this. So it's nice and bronzy, this look. And we are taking that just right over that prior shade again, just to add a wee bit more depth. This is a lovely, lovely eyeshadow palette. If you don't have it, you don't need it, but it is really nice. Just make sure you're blending, 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 and blending some more. As you can see how all them shades just really melt together. Nothing looks like it's out of place. We're taking our second shade here again, and we're just going to apply this, as I wanted a wee bit more warmth in there into the crease again, as it went a wee bit more grey, than what I actually had wanted. But there's nothing wrong with that. You can go back in with the shade prior if you have to. Just make sure and blend it all together, as you can see I'm doing here again. Everything is all in the blend. All in the blend. I'm also not using loads of eyeshadow brushes, girls. Everybody feels like I personally use loads and millions because I do like really, I always talk about and focus on blending loads, but you don't have to. The same shape, if you get a brush you like, just work with it. I'm now taking I do not know what brush I'm using here. This is only a wee Ovani brush that I got off eBay whenever I started out doing makeup, and I just love it. It's the perfect brush I use for applying a shimmer on the lid. And this is a lovely shimmer from Kylie's palette. I will go in here now and dampen my brush, as I wasn't as happy with the payoff as I should be, or as for the price of the palette, but will not complain. I think her later palettes have actually focused more so on the shimmers than the mattes, but the mattes in this palette are amazing, but I'm just not too happy with the shimmers. But all in a bit of spritz of setting spray, that'll fix that all up. So we're just spritz some setting spray, and you can see it's really just helped the shadow come along. So if you ever find that one of your shadows isn't as pigmented as you want, give your brush a wee spritz and that'll be fine. So this is only going over the entire lid just to give a real bronzy look. Just make sure that you are only focused. Don't take this into the crease. You don't want any shimmer up there this time. We just want it to all be on the lid, and I'm taking my brush yet again just to blend it all together. I'm now going to go in with a wee Morphe B42 and our second shade, and I'm going to put this in underneath the eye. The wee Morphe B42 is by far my favourite wee under eye brush, a wee bullet brush. It's really soft, nearly blends the eyeshadow for you, but you will see here that I do go in with my clean blender and blend underneath the eye as well. So just make sure everything's nice and connected. Don't be afraid to bring your eyeshadow down underneath your eye. This makes your eyes appear more even and larger if you have smaller eyes, so don't be afraid of that. Just connect it all up from inner corner to outer corner with that eyeshadow from above and blend it all out, and your eyes will appear even and fuller, larger. Now I'm taking a wee Zoeva, I think this is a 266, just wee flat, no, not a concealer, a flat smudger, and I'm taking one of the darkest shades in the palette, this dark brown, and running this underneath Thea's waterline underneath it, so that it is going to blend in nicely with the next step that we do. Just continuing to smudge that in together, and I'm going to take the B42 again and make sure it's all blended so the two shades are nice and blended together. And I'm going to take MAC Dip Down now on a wee angled eyeliner brush and apply this into Thea's waterline, just so that the darkest shade underneath the waterline is connected to the waterline, so it's going to make it look nice and smoky. Just really is going to be the only depth and darkness we have. Everything else is sort of nice and light and blends together. This is going to just smoke it out a wee bit, so it's going to look more even when we apply eyelashes and liner above. So as you will see now, I am going to do that with a flat angled brush by Glam & Co. But Zoeva 317 does the same thing, or any eyeliner brush you have. But I'm just applying MAC Dip Down. So this is a nice brown eyeliner. Brown is nice whenever you're only working with sort of warm tones. If you're not working with black, I don't really typically like to put black in the waterline. But if you're working with browns, it all blends together nicely. And now I'm taking the wee Rimmel Glam Eyes liquid liner. It's my favourite liquid liner, and doing a line above Thea's eye on Thea's lash line above. And we are going in sort of short strokes yet again. It's all in short movements. I know I can't personally do one long sweeping motion. If you can, you deserve an award. Please let me know how you do it, because I can't. I have to do it in short strokes and work with it and work with it and work with it. Me and eyeliner don't get on. So I'm taking Prima Lash in number 35, which is very like your Eldora's, and just measuring them to Thea's eye first. So I'm not actually applying them here. I'm just measuring to make sure that they are perfect for her eyes. Now I'm applying mascara just with a wee separate mascara wand here. Just always apply mascara first, just so that whenever you put your eyelashes on, you get more out of them, because you're not coating them with eyelashes eyelashes with mascara, and I'm applying my eyelashes from outer corner to inner corner and then pushing them up so that they appear larger and fuller and are blended and are sitting nice and tightly down on Thea's eye. And aren't them lashes just stunning? I love them. Prima Lash number 35. So I'm just taking MAC Studio Fix Fluid in shade NW10 here on a flat foundation brush. Any flat foundation brush is going to work, and just applying that all over the face, and then we're going to use a Real Technique sponge to push it in. So just applying first, and then we're going to actually push it in to get a nice flawless complexion. But this flat foundation brush is great to get around your brows. This is why I love it. I'm not a lover really of any buffing brushes. I was there for a while, but I'm off them again. So just using a flat brush to push it onto the face, and then using a Real Technique sponge damp, so really dampen it and wring it out, and then push it into the skin like so. This is going to give you that real flawless complexion without even having to do much. So just pushing it in. I know a lot of people don't like these sponges because they feel like they soak up a lot of the foundation, but if you use a flat foundation brush first, it is really going to apply it, and then you just have to, like, it's going to get that nice layer, and all you have to do is just push it in, so it's not going to soak up as much product. And it looks like I'm using so much foundation here, but I'm actually not. Don't worry, I didn't just put a full bottle of foundation on her face. Just carving nice and lightly around them brows. Be nice and careful, and take your foundation brush to the side when you're going around your eyebrow, and just be nice and handy. You can also use a concealer brush to get around your eyebrow as well if you have to. But just make sure you carve above your eyebrow with your foundation colour, not a concealer that's lighter, because then you notice that you have done that and it looks a bit cray. Me and Thea were sort of falling out here because I was putting like concealer all over her lips, and I know that is not nice, so she wiped it off and I put them back on again. So sorry, Thea, for that. Now taking MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in shade NW15, and we are applying that in under her eyes in a patting in motion yet again. And sorry for the absolute shape of me in the freaking background. Yes, you can see here she's wiped it away. And I go and put it right back on her lips again here, as you can see. Sorry, Thea. So we're just pushing that concealer in underneath her eye, just nice and lightly. Of course, don't be killing your client, or don't be killing yourself. You want to be nice and lightly handed here. And you're just pushing it in, and pushing it in yet again. Now we're going to move on to setting underneath Thea's eyes. We're going to take this amazing powder that is £3, this MUA Skin Define Matte Perfect, on a wee Sigma brush, and just very lightly set underneath the eye. You do not need a lot of this, or it will cake like any powder will, so be very light-handed and be gentle with it, and just press in. And as you can see, I made Thea feel here, and it is so smooth for £3. It doesn't flash back or anything crazy, so don't be worrying about that. It is great. Just try it out. Let me know what you think of it. I adore it, absolutely adore it so much. I'm now taking MAC Studio Fix powder with a powder brush by Morphe and just pushing it into the skin. So you want to push it into the skin. You don't want to ever swipe with your powder. You want to make sure that you actually push it right in. So that is what's going to make your makeup look nicer and what makes it going to stay longer. Make sure you set very well where you are going to like bronze and stuff. So if you are dry and you don't apply powder all over your face, just set where you're going to bronze, etc. So we're taking MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Dark, my favourite shade at the minute. I've only got it and I love it. On a wee tiny powder brush, but an angled bronzer brush or number 7 contour and highlight brush is amazing for this. And just going from the top of Thea's ears to the corner, towards the corner of her eye when she's looking straight ahead, and then we buff up. Always buff up, don't bring it down, or that way you're going to make your cheeks look slump and sunk, it like look more dropped than actually lifted. So go from the top of your ear to the corner of your eye and buff up. Don't ever buff down. Taking a wee bit on her forehead, down the centre of her nose to bring a wee bit of warmth to her skin, as we are very pale. I'm just continuing to build that bronzer. Very light-handed as well here, girls. Don't be like look like I'm going at 100 mile an hour, but I'm not. Being very light-handed and just building it lightly. Don't ever build it too quickly and then you can't blend it away. Now I'm taking my favourite product, the Makeup Revolution Summer of Love. As you can see by my face, this is actually a bronzer, but I love it for pale skin or even for tan skin for a blusher if you use it lightly, because it's really pigmented, and yet again this is really affordable. And if you want to purchase this, the girls from Matte to Metallic, if you any of you girls can follow them on Snapchat or Facebook or anything, just check them out. They have all of the Makeup Revolution goodies and Superdrug, etc. keep it as well. But you know, it's always nice to support local ladies and lovely ladies, as they are really nice. And now I'm taking the MAC limited edition Christmas collection. It is the 22 highlight on ABH highlighter brush, just on the very tops of these cheekbones and around the side of her head. As you can see, this is the most amazing highlighter in the world. I love it so much. I can go a bit crazy with it, and I'm sorry if I do, but I adore it. And I'm just taking that there Sigma brush again and carving out underneath with that wee MUA powder, just so that there's nothing in case I did come down. Anybody can muck up. As you can see, that powder is really pigmented. So I'm just finishing off with the Makeup Revolution Oil Control Spray to just take away any of that powder look and just set the makeup in place all day. Finishing off with some wee touch-ups here as well, maybe where powder has gathered in the eyebrow, you can just perfect that at the end. And now I'm on to the lips. So I am taking a Urban Decay Uptight Lip Liner and MAC Honey Love lipstick, yep. So Uptight Lip Liner by Urban Decay and MAC Honey Love lipstick, and I'm just lining Thea's lips and filling them in. Me and lips don't get on, so avoid if I'm really dodgy at this. I've never enjoyed doing lips from I started doing makeup, and I never will. I'm just useless with lips, so I'm sorry. This look really suits Thea. I really enjoyed filming this. If you would like to see more of these kind of looks, just let me know. We're just taking away MAC Marc Jacobs lip gloss here, and here is the finished look. I hope you all enjoyed. I really enjoyed filming this, and I know Thea loved being a model, so if you would like to see these again, just let me know. Thanks everybody for watching. Make sure and subscribe, like, and let me know what you think down below. Thanks, bye.